Welcome to Open Mic 2. This is the second open mic that we're having, and I came up with this idea because I wanted to offer an avenue of expression in a safe environment for people to express themselves. And part of my whole mission here, I'm what they call a Dean's Distinguished Fellow at FIU, which is a very fancy sounding title, but basically it's we're given free rein to do things, and part of my interest and passion with working in education is to empower people. A lot of times in life we kind of grow based on what happened to us when we were kids. And when I was a kid, I had a stepfather who every time I tried to do anything creative, he called me stupid and an ass, and just, it took a long time to get over it, but actually in a sort of a weird way, it kind of helped me. But that's what I wanted to do basically with open mic, just to offer a venue for people to express themselves. So welcome and thank you all for coming. Do we have a lineup yet here?
No, it's up to you. Whoever wants to go can go forward.
Okay.
I can definitely call names.
Okay, the last time we did it by sort of alphabetical first name, so I don't know.
I have Adam.
Okay. Well, yes. First of all, I just want to say also, and we'll get to Adam. It's like amazing that he's here. But this is the idea of open. We tried to register everyone so we knew who's going to come. But also, open mic means it's really open. So anyone here who hasn't signed up, who just wants to come up and say something at the mic, it can be anything. It can be we have some poetry. Spoken word, song, comedy, even telling a story. So I'm going to just get the ball rolling just to give you an example of what can be done here. And I'm going to tell a story about, I think some of you know that I used to work in the movie business. I was a photographer, and I worked on a lot of big Hollywood movies doing the publicity and promotional stills. So back in 2002, I was working on the movie Terminator 3 with Arnold. And it was, so we were out in L.A., sitting on the set one day, and Arnold is in his chair in between setups, with a cigar, and he looked over at me, and I'm going to do a really bad Arnold imitation now, but he goes, Robert, do you have your cell phone? I said, yeah, sure, Arnold. He goes, I want to talk to your mother. So my mom is down here in Miami, so I call her on my cell phone. I say, hey, Mom, someone wants to talk to you. I give the phone to Arnold, and they start talking, and it's, they have actually rather lengthy conversation, maybe for 5 minutes. And in the end, I hear Arnold say to my mom, he goes, your son is the best photographer I've ever worked with. And then he goes, but he doesn't get the credit. You do, because you produced him. And I really have told that story many times, because it really shined a light on the fact that parents really deserve credit for what happens with their children. So I've told that story many times to many parents. So anyway, we're going to start with our lineup here, and we have Adam Schieber, who I met at the Betsy Hotel, and this is a perfect example. He was working as a concierge, and that was kind of his. I consider that your undercover job, because the real job is what you do, which is comedy and making people laugh. And so anyway, it's a great pleasure to introduce Adam Schieber here.
All right. Y'all can hear me? You hear me? All right, we're good? All right, cool. Rob, before I get started, I'm able just to talk about anything here. Just it's open. Some of my subjects could be a little reckless sometimes. I just want to clear the air, here before I get going. All right, so, man, it's lovely to be here. Well, first of all, it's an honor, Robert, to be here in the building, man. It really is. And when I saw the post and I got to call you and you said, hey, come on down, it was just a great privilege for me to be here. So, yeah, let me get into it, man. Been watching the news lately. I don't know if you watch the news. It's crazy. I watch the news sometimes and I'm like, man, my life ain't that bad. It's really not. And I was watching the news the other day and I saw on the news that there was a lifeguard that had drowned. And I gotta be honest, man, I really didn't feel bad about it, because your sole responsibility as a lifeguard was not to drown. That was it. That in the sign-ups, it was you can't drown. During the application process, you had to check out the box that said I can swim. You did that. Boom. You know how embarrassing that is? And first of all, I felt bad because I was like, man, imagine how miserable he must have been to go to work every single day with his binoculars just staring at the water like, man, that looks deep. I feel bad. It's embarrassing, too, because his boys must have been at the funeral just staring at the casket just like, hey, this dude can't even swim, dog. It's crazy, man. But the true definition of irony is that they ended up cremating the body and dumped the ashes into the ocean. So he's just eternally drowning for life. He just didn't work out for him in this life or the next. It didn't go well for him. I tell you, man, the news is crazy. I was watching the news, and they had this baby on the news, and the baby was 2 years old. Baby kept having seizures, and so President Obama, he signed off on to give the baby medical marijuana, and I was like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that's really not cool. You gonna get this little 2-year-old baby high as hell, you know what I mean? And I thought to myself, I was like, what if the baby, starts getting paranoid? You know what I mean? You put the baby in his crib. He thinks he's locked up doing 2 to 10 years, just grabbing on the crib, just like, get me out. Like, that's not cool. Do something like that to a child. You know what I mean? I was like, well, the baby's going to get paranoid. He's going to start wilding out. You're going to have to discipline him. You're going to have to put him in timeout. You know what I mean? Then he thinks he's on death row. He just starts making demands for his last meal. Just let me get some breast milk for my last meal. Man, that's not cool. I'll be honest with you, man. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I quit smoking marijuana. I quit. Been clean for like 20 minutes. That's how it's working out for me right now. 420 building. Just my senses brought me here. And but I got to be honest with you, man. I did slow it down because the problem with marijuana smoke is that you do incredibly dumb things when you smoke. I'll give you a perfect example. The other day, I was at my boy's house one time, right? He got me high. I was like, hey, thank you so much, man. Get me high. Appreciate that. Went back to my house, man. I just started texting him on my phone. I was like, hey, dog, I think I left my phone at your crib, dog. I don't know. Just check on the table for it or something. I don't know. That's what happens, man. It's a terrible thing. My ex-girl didn't like I smoke, and I gotta say, women, because I'm in the dating game right now. Whether you're single or you're in a relationship, women, you three, I got 4, 5, I lost count. I gotta say, why is it when you out and you having dinner with your man or either with somebody you dating, why is it that you always want a bite of my food? I never understood, like, you got your own plate. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why is it that you have to have a bite of what I'm having? You know what I mean? Like, I never forget, I was on a date and she act like she never saw my food before. Like, she act like she's never seen it. But what is it? What is it? What do they call that? What they call that chicken? Is that chicken? Oh, it's chicken. What is that? Was that Alfredo? Alfredo. And then she started talking in another language you've never heard before. She's like, what is this Alfredo of the sauce that you speak of? I was like, when do you talk like that? Since when do you talk like that? It's crazy, man. Me and my girl had just problems because I wasn't good at sharing. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't good at sharing because I felt like if I offer something to you and you don't take it, it's not my responsibility to back you up. I'll give you an example. We just ate some food, right? We just ate some food. Driving home, I was like, all right, cool. We're driving home, and we were passing the McDonald's sign, and I was like, oh, you know what, baby, I could really go to some McDonald's right now. And she was like, oh, it sounds good, babe, but I'm full. I was like, all right, babe, well, I'll go for an Oreo McFlurry. You know what I mean? Go for some dessert right now. Do you want one? And she said, no, baby, I'm full. I said, all right, cool. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Do you want an Oreo McFlurry? She said, nah, baby, I thank you for offering, but I'm good. I said, baby, I'm going to ask you one more time if you want an Oreo McFlurry. I'll buy you your own Oreo McFlurry if you want one. And she said no. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to get my own. So we go through the drive-thru, right? Go through the drive-thru. I get the ice cream, right? Before I could even put the spoon into my Oreo McFlurry, you know what she said to me? You know what she said? She said, that looks good. I said, no, it don't. I said, no, it don't look good. It looks like you're full. That's what it looks like. It looks like you're full right now. She said, no, you make it look so good. I said, make it look good. I didn't make it. I could have bought you. You could have had 800 bites of your own McFlurry. That boggles my mind. I never understood that. Or if you have a woman, I was in a relationship one time. She said, we were arguing. She said, you made me this way. I said, no, nobody made you crazy. Like, you can't put that on me. Like, just, I put the crazy on you. You know what I mean? Like, that don't make sense to me. Hey, man, we got time for one more, Robert? Or just, okay. Before I get out of here, I tell you, man, I was watching Shark Week the other day. Change the subject on you. I was watching Shark Week the other day, right? You watch Shark Week? Okay, and then you're like, man, when it comes on, I mess with it. It's probably my favorite show. I love it. I was watching Shark Week the other day, and I just find it so fascinating. It's intriguing to me, really. And I'm watching it, and I'm all in it, and it said if you were to ever encounter a shark, that you're just supposed to punch him on the nose. Bah! I was like, for real? That's the best you came up with? You're just supposed to punch him in the nose? And I thought to myself, I was like, okay, well, what if I do encounter a shark and I try to punch him and I miss and he just bites my arm off? You know what I'm saying? Like the direction of that just went. I was like, I don't understand it. So then I was thinking, all right, say I do punch him in the nose. Say I punch the shark dead in the nose, and I was just like, bah, is he just supposed to be like, all right, dog, you got me. You know what? I shouldn't even be swimming over here anyway, man. This water's way too shallow for me, dog. You got me. Hey, thanks a lot, guys. I'm Adam Shiva. I appreciate it.
Hotel, but it's really an amazing, unique hotel that's in South Beach, and is that good? You got me? Okay. That really supports the arts and culture. And I read an article back in 2010. There was an article in the Miami Herald about the Betsy, and so this place said they support the arts and culture, philanthropy. They're involved with an AIDS orphanage in where is it, Zimbabwe or something like that. And just an amazing place. So I called the front desk, and I started just like bugging them until finally I got put in touch with Deborah Briggs, who runs kind of the arts and the whole program there, and then we connected. So I began going like in late 2010 to the Betsy Hotel in 2011, and then one day I was talking, and I was there, and I met Johnson, who at the time I think you were working as a bellman. And somehow in our conversation it came to light that he was a poet. And so we were standing there in the lobby, and I said, well, just give me something. We're standing right in the lobby. And so I stood there, and he said this poem. He spoke this poem about his son and about being a father to his son. And I was literally like, there were tears running down my face. So that was my introduction to Johnson. And it's just that, and the same thing with Adam. It's like, you never know what are behind people. So that's my introduction to Johnson. And now I turn it over to you.
Thank you, Robert, for that warm introduction. How y'all doing? Usually when I do a poem, no matter how long it is, I usually memorize everything. Everything. But I had so much changes to do on this poem I was doing today, so I hope you don't mind if I read. Is that okay with everyone? All right. All right, here we go. I just want to talk to my father and tell him that I became a man without you. The love I never received from you, I gave it to your grandson. See, I just want to talk to my father and tell him that this poem is long overdue. The tears I've shed, the black on this ink is nothing new. See, I just want to talk to my father and tell him that my mother taught me how to ride a bike today. A lioness, a queen in my heart, she will forever stay. Maybe that's the reason why I have her last name today. As a child, I would listen by my bedside as God showers my mother's pain. Where thou, Father, mother pillows your name. I will glare at my reflection as sorrow remains by my bedside. I will tame my pupils as I listen to heaven's music. Despite my past and the failure of my father, God has taken me to that journey that was missing. A hope rose within me that one day my father will return to love me. Guide me, teach me the principles of a man. Work hard, stand firm, never limit your progressions. Dear God, I've been given this moment to speak on my agony. My father was created by your image, so why doesn't he love me? All I ever wanted to do was call my father daddy. But that love was taken away from me. As a juvenile, I was angry. Violence and drugs never left. Sex was my pleasure. Mary Jane told me she loves me. She reaches her climax every time I pucker a kiss. Inhale her love on my heart, she sits. Now that I'm a father, I promise to guide my son, love him like my first father. Give him the tools that he needs to use in school, like the number 2 pencil. Build character, respect women, the strength of your mother. And I will tell him that I love him every day. You should see the smile on his face. I taught him how to ride a bike today. Thank you. If I could tell my son anything, it's to be a man in a land of hate. Never degrade woman because you came out of one. Stand tall, be proud of your complexion as a black man. As a minority in this country, I believe that everything's worth fighting for because nobody will ever give you freedom. Nobody gives you equality or justice or anything. As a man, you take it. But it all starts with education. Be responsible, be humble, studious with class. Respect your elders. Pull your pants up because these old people march for your dumb ass. Never follow your friends. Choose your own path. Sit in front, not behind the class. And I will tell him that I love him every day. Be present each and every of his birthday. I will let the whole world know he's mine. Show him that it doesn't take money to be a father. It takes time. Teach him how to be a gentleman. Open and close the door for his women. Tell him it takes more than your manhood to be a man in this nation. Carrying a gun doesn't make you a man in any situation. Real men sit down, talk, work out their problems, and I would show him that a man is quick to listen and slow to speak. And we will have a father and a Sunday. Morning service on Sunday. I will be there till my days are done. I will be a father to my son. Thank you.
Hello, good evening. So my name is Juan, and I am a singer. I'm a firm believer that the arts lets you express what you can't express in your everyday life. So this song I wrote is called Heated Conversation, and it's a song I wrote about, I think all of us, or some of us, have that one relationship in our life where we made it almost like our religion, and that's what this song is about. It's a very experimental song, by the way. The background track, it sounds on a loop. Just letting you know, it's very experimental. Selfish, selfish, all I can pray. Selfish, selfish, up in my brain. Selfish, selfish, you're my third eye. Selfish, selfish, give me the pain. Your body intertwined with mine. Jesus, Jesus.